Hi, good night, morning, I guess, because it's like 2:30 in the morning. Um, I'm just recording this for reference. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere, but watch me run out of space while I record this. Anyway, um, to future Michelle watching this story, I look crusty because I'm in the midst of final season and I've just been in the library with the gang since like 12 p.m., like since lunchtime, and we left at like 1 a.m. So we were there for like 12, 13 hours. It's been rough. It's been rough, and I'm not even done. But it's May of 2025, and as you know, because you made this, um, 4 years ago, in August of 2021, you wrote a letter to yourself. Before you had started college, when you were 17. You just turned 17 too. That's so crazy. But you were 17 and you wrote a letter to yourself because when you were in high school, people did like, all your friends wrote a letter to themselves as freshmen, but you couldn't do it because you went to a different school freshman year. So, yeah. So now I'm gonna read it. But before I read it, I'm gonna read a verse that I think has held me together throughout college. I've had a lot of verses on this table. I guess you can't even see the setup, but there's a lot of just like random, I don't even know if that showed it because I couldn't see, but there's a lot of pieces of paper and stuff on here. But there's a lot of these things that I've had since my freshman year, including this box, including a lot of these books, including the letter that I'm gonna read. But before I read it, I want to read Psalm 37 verse 20. Is it 28? Psalm 37 verse 25. Okay, Psalm 37:25. It's a Psalm of David. And it says, "Once I was young and now I am old, yet I have never seen the godly abandoned or the righteous forsaken or their children begging for bread. The godly always give generous loans to others and their children are a blessing." I don't know why I had to like flip all the way to my Bible and that verse is literally in front of me right here. Yeah, I was young and now I'm old and I've never seen the righteous forsaken or their children begging for bread. They're always generous and lend freely. Their children will be a blessing. So yeah, without further, this is actually crazy. That's so insane. I'm about to be. You guys don't understand. Like I've looked at this letter in front of me for the past 4 years of my life. I'm scared. Yeah, you can see. I wrote Michelle. Is it married? Oh, it's probably married. Whatever. Michelle E. To be opened May 2025, and it's sealed. It's been sealed for 4 years. I'm scared to open it, but I know that I need to because I literally wrote it for this time. Wow. Oh, okay. I feel like I'm doing this the wrong way. There's got to be a better way to do this. Ew, it feels like soggy. Like you can tell it's been sitting here for 4 years. Ah! I wrote this in July 1st, 2021. Wow, I wrote 2 pages? Wait, I wrote a front and a back and a page? That's insane. Anyway, let me just stop yapping and reading because I do have more work to do, but I just took a shower and I got confirmation that this is the time to read the letter, so crazy. A letter to my future self. Today is July 1st, my parents' anniversary. It's also my friend, I'm not gonna mention her name just in case the video does get anywhere, but it's my friend that passed away. It's also her birthday. All of my friends from high school wrote a letter like this their freshman year to their senior selves. They were in a classroom surrounded by all their friends with only a limited amount of paper to use for writing. But I'm in my basement. I can use all the paper I want, and I'm alone. I think I'm more alone mentally than I am physically. There is nobody else here with me in the basement, but I'm lonely in my head. I got rejected from all of my reach schools, and I'm going to a college I hate. You gone. LOL. I know people say that you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, but this time I missed 100% of the shots I did take. And I know this isn't failure, but whatever it is, it hurts like heck. The part that confused me the most was that I did what was required. I decreed and declared, I believed and received, I confessed, and I joined forces. I committed all my works to the Lord, but my plans and my dreams weren't established. But before this, God told me that I wasn't supposed to go to insert school. But I didn't really want to listen. He may have said that, but I never heard him say that I would have to attend UConn and take my happiness and satisfaction. It doesn't even feel like I've achieved anything. I graduated, but I didn't achieve my goal that I've been working towards for the past 5 years. No, this isn't failure. This is humiliation. Anyway, what else is going on in my life? I'm still 16. I was still 16. I was so young. A lot happened that year. Wow. I'm still 16, a teenager, and I work at Wendy's. Thank God that's over. The job is only for the summer, but I have to say it's exhausting. Basically, all my coworkers smoke, but they're all right. I have a lot of people to help me, like blank, blank, and blank, and blank. I get paid blank, and I guess that doesn't matter. I get paid $13.50 an hour, but management is very disorganized and hard to deal with. Now onto my mental health. Like I said, I feel alone. I feel like I'm 20 pounds overweight and I don't know what else to do. I love running because 1, you can do it anywhere, and 2, it pushes my limits in ways that lifting weights never will. LOL, that's funny. I enjoy running and lifting weights now. It's also very hard to eat clean when I spend 28 hours a week at a fast food restaurant. I really hope I won't get the whole freshman 15 thing. You go the whole freshman 15 thing. I just want to look good and be comfortable in my own body. Is that too much to ask? My mental health is also in shambles because of this whole blank/blank ordeal. I was talking about the schools. So much wasted time, energy, and money, only to spend 4 years in a place I hate. And I was waitlisted too. What a joke. I feel like I have nobody to talk to because I already know what most people are going to say. My mom is going to talk about finances. My dad is probably going to go into the will of God. Amy is just going to agree with me. If there's anything I don't need right now, it's someone that's in agreement with me. Otherwise, I might really go off the deep end. Everyone else will probably either tell me that things will eventually work out or that I need to trust God. Well, I did trust him, but it just feels like he let me down. I know he didn't, but it feels that way, making it really hard to trust him for anything. Haha, and to think that someone like me could get into a blank university. So much for dreaming big. Ignore my tear stains. Well, that's basically where I'm at right now, although I know a lot will change in the next 4 years. Do I still speak Spanish? Yes. And Italian? No. Am I still at UConn? Yes. Do I still hate it? No. Where am I going to law school? TBD. Did I study a year abroad? A semester. Am I in a relationship? No comment. Do I have any pets? Yes. Did I ever go to South Africa? What? Oh, okay. No, I know what this is about. It's because my mom is going to South Africa this year. No, I didn't. She didn't take us with her. Disrespectful. Or back to visit England? Yes. In Texas? Kind of. I was in Dallas for a day, but it doesn't really count. How much do I weigh? No comment. Do I have reliable, God-fearing friends? Yes. Will I even still be alive by 2025? Yes, you are alive. You are alive. I guess we'll have to find out 4 years from now when I'm 20 years old. I'm 20. As for the present, here's 16-year-old Michelle signing off. I hope you feel better next time. I hope I feel better next time I read it. I read this. Love, Michelle, July 1st, 2021. Wow. Like I said, I was a different person. This is 10 minutes long. Okay, well, now I definitely know it's not going anywhere because it's not going to fit anywhere. I'm surprised it even fits in my phone. I was a completely different person. So I guess this is I guess now I have to give a review of the past 4 years, which is kind of impossible to do in I don't know. I don't have that much time. And I'm also I have to write a paper. I have to write 2 papers, so I'm short for time. But I was say it with me, depressed. I was depressed in high school. You have to understand, like, I wrote this when I was 16 years old, in July, and that was 8 months. 8 months ago, wow, 8 months and a day before I had written this, I attempted like to take my own life. Like I attempted suicide. And obviously that doesn't just come out of nothing. That comes out of years and years and years of a lot of things that I'm not gonna get into. But I was going through a lot of pressure, a lot of I had a lot of weight on my shoulders to upkeep a standard about myself that wasn't necessarily true. And it kind of all came crashing down in 2020 and 2021, which is ironic because you would think that, like, you would think if you were in my life at that point, you would think that it wasn't that bad. It was that bad. It was, let me say that again. It was that bad. So I guess some takeaways from this is A, never assume anything about somebody's life because they could be going through the worst pain imaginable and possible, but they hide it or they just push it under the rug or they ignore it. And they could genuinely be happy in like where they are, but as soon as they're alone, it all comes rushing back. I only know this because that was literally me. I don't think anybody would have been able to guess what I was going through during the time that I was going through it, like in high school. A lot of I'm not gonna get into it, but I was going through a lot, and I don't think anybody would have been able to guess that I was going through it because it didn't look like it. Like I was in a lot of things. I did sports, I did cross country, I did skiing, I was in class office, I did a bunch of things. I did a lot of stuff, and I had friends, and I was all right. Was I happy? I don't think so. So don't assume anything about someone's life. I guess a second takeaway from this is I gotta think. Let me reopen this letter actually. I spent a lot of time talking about the schools that I did and didn't get into, and I talked about how I hated UConn. And I'm not even gonna bleep it out. I did not want to go to UConn. I was like, you can take me anywhere, don't take me there. And that's exactly where God took me. And looking back now, there have been many times about throughout my undergraduate career where I asked myself, I remember how I was my freshman year, and I asked myself, do you still regret it? Like, do you still regret coming to UConn? Do you still regret living this experience and meeting people? Do I still regret it? Absolutely not, because of the people I met and the experiences that I've been able to experience. And honestly speaking, I think a little part of me still regretted it up until this semester, which is crazy because this is the last semester of my undergraduate career. But sometimes you just meet people and you're just like, imagine if I didn't meet these people. Like, imagine what my life would look like. I don't know. So that's where I am with that. Running and lifting weights. Yeah, another thing, like I didn't really lift weights until this year. I did a lot of growing up my senior year, if you couldn't already tell. Not just because I was turning 20, but also, why, like, the second I turned 20, it's like the whole world knew that I turned 20, and all of these things and problems and, like, responsibilities and stuff like that came, like, flooding into my life. Not that, I mean, obviously some of them, yeah, were expected. I switched my jobs. I'm now an assistant teacher that requires a lot more responsibility. I love my job. That's another, like, there's few things that I love about this year as much as I love my job, because I love spending time with kids, and that's a lot of responsibility. But tell me why, like, as soon as I turned 20, mind you, I never dated anybody. Like, I never dated anybody throughout high school. I never dated anyone through my teenage years. As soon as I turned 20, all of that. It's like if this table was my love life. Okay, this table's messy, but like everything is sitting and everything's on the table and nothing's like flying away, obeying the laws of gravity. Like everything's here. It's just like God just flipped the table completely. Like, hello? What? Who was gonna prepare me? Nobody. But I guess that was just how it was meant to be. Do I still speak Spanish? I do. And I enjoy speaking Spanish. I studied abroad for a semester. It was awesome. It was a lot. There was a lot that happened, but I have so many. I would do it again in a heartbeat. There's also some things that happened that I would never do again in Spain. But that's okay. We live and we learn and we love. Am I going to law school? Yes. I'm studying for the LSAT right now, so I don't know where I'm going. But I just did a practice test and I only got one wrong on logical reasoning. Excuse me? Miss L. Okay, I'm not going to say Miss Elwoods. Miss 179? Miss 180? That's crazy. What else is new? I have a dog. He's called Milo. You actually got him in 2022, so really not long after writing this letter. He's 3 years old now, which is so insane because I remember when he was just a baby and he was so cute and small. And like after this year, he's 3.5. He's almost 4. Milo's an old dog. He sometimes acts old. Like even when he was 2, he'd be doing some stuff and I'm like, why are you acting like you're 17 or something? Like run laps. I don't know. But yeah, Milo is great. We love Milo. We don't have the birds anymore because Indy died and we gave Skipper away. It's really sad. I also don't have my shrimp. Snap, Crackle, Pop, and Drip all passed away. So sad. I guess that's all there is to say. 17 minutes. It's not bad. I thought this was gonna be like a 5-minute video, so I'm surprised. Also getting paid $13.50 an hour, you can tell the economy was so different because now the high schoolers at my job get paid like 16, which would have, I bet the Wendy's that I used to work at bumped up their pay to 20. Like they always bump it up, 20, 21, which is crazy because that's more than I make right now, just by a couple, just like $1 or $2, but still. Things I would like to do that I have not done yet that I talked about. Go back to Texas. Go back to Texas. My family does not like Abilene. I loved Abilene. And I really want to go back and see my friends and just like experience Abilene because like it's small but it's memorable and I have so many memories there. Sorry if you can hear my washing and drying in the back. I'm probably not even gonna have the time to like actually rewatch this until like a week from now when I'm already graduated because I don't have time. Yeah, I'm 20 years old. I know that's young, but I feel old. I feel like aged beyond my years. What's that sound that's like, how old are you? You look older. That's not a compliment. You look aged. Anyway, that's what I feel. But yeah, my undergraduate career has so many memories. You stayed in Model UN. You didn't know that you were going to do Model UN when you did this, but you stayed in Model UN. You got 3 gavels and 1 on your keychain. So much fun. I can't believe I've actually like I can't believe I was able to keep this for 4 years. Like I remember having it and I was like, am I even gonna like, is this even gonna make it past my freshman year, especially with like moving between apartments and everything? But it worked. I kept it. Maybe I should do the same thing with law school, but I mean, I don't know if I'll be that much of a different person after law school. But again, who knows? I didn't know if I'd be different. I didn't even know if I'd be alive in 2025. And here I am, very much living and thriving and vibing. So, yeah, maybe I will write one for law school. But anyway, that was me reading the letter. But this is me. And this is what got me here. Read it, and yeah. Did I stutter? No. That's so insane. Anyway, now I officially feel like now it's official. Now I know that I'm graduating because 4 years, so much has changed. I'm not in that old apartment anymore. Thank God. That was so bad. I love this apartment and I'm sad to leave. But, oh, also you don't wear braids anymore. You got locks, which is under my hood because my head is cold and you just got to retwist, so it's kind of looking boneless. But no more braids. It was a very good decision, and you're glad to be done with braids and braiding your hair because it was low-key stressful and tiring. Okay, that's it. I would have showed you my graduation fit, but it's sitting in the car right now. Anyway, this is goodbye from me and this frog that I got from Akman and this other frog that I got from Akman. Okay, bye.